folks, Aaron here from Bean Sprout. I'm working on our little Hawaiian style ukulele build, and I thought I would talk about the body mold a little bit because this is one of the strangest things for me and one of the hardest to get used to. So when it comes to making the body of a string instrument, I usually make it in the way that like the Martin Guitar Factory or Martin guitars were usually made, which was I make the body all by itself, make the neck all by itself, and then cut a dovetail and connect the two. And that's the way that maybe like most steel string guitars are made. A whole nother tradition is like from the Spanish guitar world or classical guitar world, nylon string guitar world, where the body or the instrument is built face down on what's called a solera. It's like a work board, and then the sides are fit into the neck on that. And that's pretty common too. I've seen lots of ukulele builders build in the Spanish style, and so that's usually done on what's called a solera. This is kind of like a solera, but different as well. And I'm not sure exactly what to call it, but I'll tell you where I found it to begin with. There is a little newsreel bit of footage from 1917, I think, paid for by Henry Ford Motor Company. I don't know why he was doing this newsreel. I've got to do more research about this. And it's taken in the Nunes Guitar Factory. And it's a young man in the factory doing various steps on building an instrument. So 1917, that's when Nunes is an older man. His sons work for the business. He's got a whole factory making thousands of instruments a year. He no longer is a hand builder. But this is the earliest photos and videos I've ever seen of an ukulele building process, of the tools, the materials, the techniques, or anything. It's like 3 minutes long. I'll link to it in our little description here. And it's, even though it's a generation later than I want to know about, it's as old as I can get. I have no other photos or videos from earlier than that. So this is what they used to build in that video. And like a solera, the neck is face down on here, and then it's got the shape that you want right here. It's got a cutout for the neck block or the neck and the tail block here. And then the sides are held to the in with these little cawls and wedges to wedge them in place. So the body shape just happens as after you bend it, you glue into the neck here, put it in here, wedge it in tight, and then keep it tight to put the heel block in, and then go from there. Then I'm going to put the back on, then take the whole thing out of the mold, put the top on, and then the body is complete. So it's a whole new thing for me. It's basically just made of scraps of plywood that are screwed together. And the one I can see on the video is pretty much like this, just not made out of plywood. So yeah, look at that video. Tell me what you think. It's kind of my only starting point for this. I also got a lot of info from this luthier named Graham McDonald, and he wrote a book about ukulele building. And in it, he builds an instrument in this style using the Henry Ford video as a starting point. So I really owe him a lot for going down this path before me, because I'm doing basically what he does with a few of my own tweaks. And so he made one of these. He's also how I learned to make my own rope binding, etc. So Graham McDonald. And yeah, we'll go from here. The next thing is to put the back on, and we'll keep going. Cheers.